Well, first, congratulations on the win. I mean, you've been gone 2 years, but it certainly didn't look like it. I mean, what can you attribute to how well you performed in there?
Just experience, man. Like, I'm really calm now. I've had a lot of fights. That's like my 35th on paper. In reality, it's a lot closer to 40. I've had multiple layoffs in my career, so for me, taking 2 years off is almost good. Like, it allows me to work on new things. I come back, I have new tools that people don't expect. And yeah, that was the most composed I've ever been in the cage, so time off is always good for me, I guess. Yeah.
It'll look like you probably either had a lot of time to game plan, but I want to bring up the way you worked around the octagon today. Was that a big part of what you thought your opponent was going to bring towards you, or is this maybe more of a new style of you where you wanted to kind of let them kind of come in and you react a little bit better?
Yeah, well, it's a little bit of both, really. Like, after a couple back-to-back knockout losses, I had to really go back to the drawing board and reassess my style and my use of martial arts and realize what my physical gifts were. I'm not the most powerful person in the world. That's not me. I'm not that guy with that crazy hard head that can take a whole shitload of damage. That's not me. So I can't just march people down and push them around. It's not going to work. My biggest gifts are my ability to learn dynamic movement and footwork, man. I can dance, bro. So that's what I've built a style around, is my movement. So and we knew he was a power puncher, so I'm not gonna go in there and go to war with a power puncher. I used long range weapons, and I was patient, and I waited to draw him out, and we knew that he would start getting desperate as the rounds went on, and that would be able to find something.
That style kind of benefit a guy coming back from 2 years off, because you can get your feet under you, you can get set, you can take some time to kind of...
Yeah, totally, and not even just that, even whether I have time off or not, it just gives me time to assess my opponent. Like, if you watch Anderson Silva's fights, he would do nothing for like 2 minutes, right? And then he would just assess you, would do little feints here, little feints there, okay, how does he move, what does he react when I throw this or this or this, you know, and I use my footwork to kind of do the same thing because I don't want to take damage while I'm doing it, so I'll use my long-range weapons and my footwork to allow me to kind of assess my opponent, and then I'll figure out what he's going to do, and then I'll be able to capitalize on those movements.
You seemed a bit surprised at the knockout, like you weren't quite sure what had just happened.
Had no idea that I had even hit him. I didn't even know what happened. I literally had to watch the tape to see what hit him. Like, it was just a complete reaction that had happened in the moment. That's why the unknown is so beautiful, right? That's where creation happens. I couldn't have planned that. But that's a shot that I've used throughout my career. I used to use it back in the day in Prince George when I was street fighting, and I was just a little thug skateboarder kid. And apparently it works at the highest level. So I'm a genius.
Have you ever landed a punch? Have you ever knocked anyone down with a punch like that in an MMA fight?
My very, very first fight, I knocked a guy out in 24 seconds with that almost same shot. It was a low kick to right hand instead of the front kick to right hand, but same type of movement. I think it's my years of skateboarding, to tell you the truth, because of the way you kick in skateboarding. Wow. When you punch and then you get that, when you kick and then you throw the shot after, it's a very similar type of body motion. So all the years, like 10 years of skateboarding, has led me to be a knockout puncher.
What was your record in the skateboard circuit?
Not very good. I was like that guy that would just huck himself off of everything. I was good. Like, I was sponsored and stuff, but I started in Prince George. So yeah, if I had started skateboarding in Vancouver when I was like 12 years old or something, I probably could have been quite good at it. But yeah.
More importantly, your record in the skateboard fighting.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Skateboard fighting. Oh,
yeah.
It was pretty good, I think, actually. Street fight record is pretty stellar.
When's the last time you had one?
Last street fight I had was when I was 21 years old. When I was houseboating, actually, this guy was like trying to mess with a couple of the girls I was with, and yeah, I just kicked the crap out of him. Literally, I didn't even use my hands because I was training at the time. Like, I was already a martial artist at that point. But I didn't want to hit him with my fists. I didn't want to hurt them, so I was just like in board shorts on a beach in the middle of nowhere, just dancing around him and kicking him from all angles. It was fun.
Tip him off, maybe, that you shouldn't.
People actually will pick fights with you because you have a cauliflower ear. They want to, they're like, oh, that guy's, he's a UFC fighter or whatever. Even if they don't know I'm a UFC fighter, they think, oh, he does UFC. I'm gonna take him out and show my friends I'm a badass, right? Yeah, it's stupid.
It has been an interesting road for you to get back to the UFC. To be honest, I don't know if a lot of people even knew you were still in the UFC, and especially because you were so vocal about certain things that are kind of considered taboo and out in front with the MMAFA, and then of course the retreat. Did you feel like there was a bullseye on you here? Did you feel like you had to win to stay in the UFC?
No, I don't think they could cut me at this point. Even if I'm vocal, like I don't know if they would want to cut me. I have no idea. I don't talk to the higher up, so I don't know what they think about me. But I was coming off of 2 wins. So if I lost, I doubt I would have got cut. If I lost 2 in a row, probably would have got cut, especially if I fought in a way that they didn't like or something. Like say I just kept picking and poking at this guy and I never got that knockout. It went to a decision and I lost. And then I had another fight and it was a similar situation. Yeah, pretty much for sure I'm going to get cut.
Okay. Anything come up as a result of the retreat and the noise that you made there? Were there any changes or any talks?
They're trying to be a little bit more one-on-one with the athletes. I think they're trying to. They've got some sort of plan for October. We're not sure exactly what it is, but it's going to have some positive effect on our financial abilities or our abilities to make revenue. I'm not sure exactly how much or what it's going to be. They haven't told me.
So the deal's changing in October?
Breakdown? No, I don't think it's to do with that. I think it's something else, something new that they're doing.
Okay.
They were planning on launching it in August, but there were some logistical issues apparently. So now they're going to go forward with it October 1st, is what I'm told.
Outside of Reebok?
Outside of Reebok or to do with Reebok, or I have no idea. They won't tell me. Also, they're talking about maybe doing more athlete retreats so that we can get all the fighters in one place, so we can have those sit downs and actually have them scheduled instead of having somebody have to jump up in front of everybody and cause a ruckus in order to make them happen. So we're moving in the right direction. We're getting a lot more congressmen also that are signing on to the Ali Act. We've got like 36 now co-sponsors of that bill, so that's more than the original Ali Act had when it passed, like by quite a bit. Actually, I think the original one had 20 something. So yeah, things are moving in the right direction. We're starting to have the right kinds of conversations. Now we just, as fighters, we need to organize. We need to find a way to organize ourselves and have a singular voice so that we can really negotiate with the company on some sort of a fair playing field.
It was somewhat ironic that you were the first fighter to come in the cage with the new Reebok gear.
Yeah, right? It's kind of cool, man.
What do you make of the new Reebok gear?
It's sick, dude.
They've
really stepped up their game. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. The fight shorts are super dope. Like it's almost like a rubber-like material. I feel like I'm naked, which I like that. You know, and even like not even just the fight kits. The fight kits are dope. They've got a bit of a different material, but even just the gear that they've given us, like the shoes, I actually want to wear these shoes. They're sick shoes. Okay. The shorts, the shirts, like everything that they've given us, I'm actually wanting to rock it. Whereas before it's like, yeah, okay, I'll wear it because it's free, and I don't get free clothes often. Right. But yeah, now it's actually sick. Like I actually want to wear it, so that's dope. I'm happy about that.
And do you want to take a long layoff?
Not a long layoff.
Okay.
Not a long layoff, but I don't want to come back in like December or something.
Okay.
I'm gonna give my brain some time. I did get dropped in the first round. I don't like it when I get hit. I've got a lot of brain damage already in my career. I don't need any more. So I'm going to give my brain some time to recover, and so I can continue to take shots like that and come back. Because that's why I'm able to take that shot, is because after my knockouts and after those hard shots, I would take a lot of time before I came back. So I'm going to continue that theme so that when something happens and something does get through, that I'm able to recover properly and not just fall down dead, you know.
What's the goal for next year? How many times are you hoping to fight?
I would like to fight 3 times a year if possible, but you never know. Like my gym's also super busy. I've got other guys to think about. I've got to schedule my fights and their fights around each other, right? So I got a lot on my plate right now, but I'm hoping to fight in like maybe mid to late February, early March, somewhere in there would make sense for me. And yeah, hopefully in Vegas. I want to fight in Vegas. I never fought in Vegas.
And just curious, last thing for me, do you feel the need, because let's be honest, a lot of the fighters are afraid to speak up at times. You are not afraid to speak up.
No, yeah.
But your platform kind of decreases if you're not in the UFC. Do you feel a need to keep going so that you can have a louder voice and be in front of cameras and things like that? Is that part of the motivation to continue to win and be successful in the UFC?
Exactly, yeah. It's one of the main reasons that I'm still here. It's one of the main driving forces behind me wanting to train so hard and put in all those hours, because like, I've got a lot to do and I've got a lot of other talents that I would like to pursue as well. But I know that for me to really be an influence to change things for the better for my students, for the next generation, I need to be assigned by the UFC, which is why in order to go, for me to, like, say if I fought my contract out and went to the free market, for me to go to Bellator, they would have to pay me an exorbitant amount of money, even if UFC wasn't paying me much, just because I need to be able to create some sort of change. And from the outside, it's very, very difficult to do that.
Thank you, Kajan. Congrats.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Thanks, guys.